Now, a couple weeks ago, I made this hat out of old climbing rope, and y'all seem to get a kick out of it. Now, as much as I would love to make one for all of you, I think it would be more fun if we made one together. So, sit back, pull up a chair, because this is how to make a hat out of old climbing rope. A tutorial made just for you. Enjoy. Okay, quick overview of the plan. First, we're going to make a band sized to your head. From there, we will make the top panel. We'll sew the two pieces together. Then we add the brim. If you want a small bucket hat, we'll add a few rings of rope. If you want a bigger hat, just keep adding rope. Any questions? Kingman Hardware.
Yeah, I was wondering, where do you get all that old climbing rope from?
Good question. Well, you could call your local climbing gym and ask them if they have any retired ropes that are no longer safe for climbing.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
They likely will happily give you some as long as you're not climbing.
Nope, no climbing for me.
Or just call up a friend and they will happily give you their rope if you make them a hat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
great.
And then where can
Thanks.
how do you sew?
Let's make a hat. Before you work with the rope, I recommend making a daisy chain, throwing it in the washing machine, and then drying it in the sun. Because who knows where these ropes have been. Okay, here's what we should do. We're going to cut 5 pieces of rope. We're going to sew them together, and then we're going to sew them into a band. Measure the circumference of your head, 61 centimeters. But I want to give a little area to play, so I'm going to add 2 centimeters to each piece. So 5 pieces at 63 centimeters. Pro tip right here, I like to use a clamp and just pull my rope through it so it never falls on the ground. There we go. We have 5 pieces of rope. So I'll usually take 1 piece at a time in the beginning. And then as the pressure alleviates, you can grab more strands. I imagine this is what it's like pulling tapeworms out of something. So now that we have the cord rope, go ahead and set your pile of spaghetti aside. Save it for another craft and iron these flat. Make sure you're not stretching them out, but you're pushing down. I'm using this Singer heavy duty. It's not that heavy duty. You could use any machine. And once the core is out of this rope, it's really easy to work with. I'm going to use this upholstery thread. I'll add a link in the description. And this will be quick. This is not a sewing tutorial. This is a hat tutorial. Okay, here are 5 flat pieces of rope made into a band with a little bit of extra room to spare because we added those extra centimeters. What we're going to do now, draw a line, cut it, burn it. Measure it to 61 centimeters, draw a line, cut it, burn it. Go ahead and give it a test fit. If it feels good, awesome. Too big? Cut some out. Too small? You can take a scrap piece of rope and fill the gap. Something like that. Same thing as before, use the zigzag stitch to close the loop on these two. I made a little bit mistake. I didn't have enough material there, but mistakes are cool. It's cool to mess up.
It's the coolest!
Right? Right? Oh. I might just leave it like this for a bit. Just call me Daniel. I recommend cutting 12 pieces at about 18 centimeters long. From here, we'll sew them together, same as we did last time, which will give us this nice big panel that we can cut out a circle from. This circle is what we'll sew on top of this band. Same as before, cut the rope, take the core out, iron it flat, and then sew the pieces together. Okay, from here, take the circumference of your head, divide by 3.14, and subtract 2.5 centimeters. That's going to give you the diameter of the circle you're about to cut out on this. If you don't want to do that math, I'll flash up a little chart for you. Prepare another piece, and we're going to use this flattened rope to add one more outer layer to our top. This will help clean up that outer edge, and this will also give a nice transition between the two. Pulling tight on this so it'll almost pull the top panel into a dome shape. This is going to create a really good relationship between the band and the top. You can just cut that right off. I don't mind a little bit of the fray. And this part's kind of tricky, but you'll get there. You just got to massage it in. So I ran into an error. The rope has a lot of give to it. So if you're not tensioning properly the right and the left, you will get maybe too much material on one side. So that's what happened to me. We like mistakes. We learn from mistakes. So in taking it back apart, I noticed there was a little hole, and that's totally okay. I'll go back in and bar tack it with zigzag stitch. I think that's what's fun about this craft is I think the rougher it is, the more character it has. I fixed the hole. Let's put them back together. This time I'll try to keep the tension more even than last time. Time for the brim. Start by adding one ring, add another, and another. In no time, you'll have a bucket hat. You could add more for a camp hat, maybe a wide brim, maybe a Kentucky Derby hat is what you're after. But who am I to limit the size of your hat? Make a mega hat. Make it as big as you want. Take some rope, wrap it around the perimeter of the hat, give yourself at least 10 centimeters of overlap, cut it, decor it, and iron it flat. Take those two pieces and we'll sew them together. You're almost dragging with the left finger and feeding with the right. If you push too much, it'll look like a jellyfish and you'll get this sort of ripple. So I'm going to undo this and give it less push. If the tension is right, you should have about 2 to 3 centimeters of overlap at the end. Another round of brim. Let's add another. And there we have it. The 3-ring bucket hat. I hope you like it because this one is for you. And I'll wear this one. We can match. This one's got 5 rings, a little bit bigger brim. And with that, it's time to go outside. Thanks for making today. We'll see you next time. Enjoy that hat. Here's what you need. 9 meters of climbing rope, a sewing machine. Doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be heavy duty. A simple machine works just great. An iron, pliers, I like flat nose, something to measure with, thread, I like a thick upholstery thread, scissors, preferably sharp, preferably fabric scissors, and lastly, a lighter. I think that's it.